Good days, DIYer. Today we're going to be replacing the front brakes and the rear brakes of this 2016 F150. This is applicable to 2015 to 2019 F150. These are the parts that we have. We have two new rotors for the front and two new rotors at the back, brake pads, and new hardware as well. After lifting your car up, make sure to use a jack stand. The jack stand is supported on this body frame or chassis frame, and then I also left my jack here as well for extra support. And then now we can remove our front tires. This one is held by a 21mm lug nut. Okay, once you remove the tires, the next thing that we're going to be removing is this caliper. This one is held by two 13mm bolts. And then another one here at the bottom. Once you remove those two caliper bolts, the next thing that you want to do is slide the brake caliper out, just like so. And then after that, you want to secure your brake caliper with a bungee cord. And then now we can just slide out this brake pads. Then after that, you also want to use a 21mm to remove this brake caliper bracket. You have two bolts. And these are the two 21mm bolts that holds this brake caliper bracket. Once you got that one removed, now we need to remove this brake rotor. This is the first time that this brake rotor is going to be replaced, and you can see some rust is already baked in to the hub. So what we're going to do, since we're replacing it, we'll just tap it with sledgehammer. Then eventually you'll be able to remove this. After removing the brake rotors and the caliper, the next thing that we want to do is to clean up this hub. So we want to remove all the surface rust. And then after that, it's also a good idea to add anti-seize on this surface to prevent it from getting stuck in the future. And it's also a good idea to inspect your bolt sliders. This one seems still good. And this one too. But since I'm already doing this brake job, I will also add grease on this guys right here. After mounting your brake rotors, now you want to install the brake caliper bracket. And then now you want to use your Our torque wrench and the caliper bolt bracket is torqued to 184 foot-pounds. For the front and for the rear is 181 foot-pounds. Oh, there's a lot of torque. And then after that, now you want to install the anti-rattle hardware. And then what you want to do now is to spray this new brake rotor with brake cleaner. And then you also want to do it on the other side. And now we're ready to put in our brake pads. You just want to add a little bit of grease here on the mating surface of the brake pads. And do the same thing on the other side. Now we're ready to compress our brake caliper piston. Just want to use the old brake pad, and then we can use a clamp like this, and then we can slowly compress the piston. Once both of the piston is already compressed, now we can remove this C-clamp and just spray a little bit of brake cleaner. And then after that, we want to slide our brake calipers in. And then if the sliders are sticking out, you want to push them in a little bit so you can mount it a little bit easier. And then now we're putting back our 13mm bolts. You have one here on top and one at the bottom. And then you want to set your torque wrench to 27 foot-pounds. And then once all of the bolts are ready, torqued down to specs, the next thing that we're going to be doing is to put back our tires. And then the torque specs for the lug nuts are 150 foot-pounds.